right at 6. Let's do it, dog.
Yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. As I hit the live button without letting Max know, go ahead and get your take in, my boy.
I want to, it's a sad day at the Max and Juan cast. We wanted to
What?
start at 6, but then I was like, oh, let's just start at 6 and 10 to reflect your record, dog. I'm just embarrassed to be a
Fuck
part of this.
that record. That's what I got to say
I'm just
about
embarrassed. Like Juan had
that.
never
You're
been
up
under
by 3
500.
games,
That's
Max. That's
30%.
it.
It's almost an insurmountable lead.
What were the games that you got me on? So I know you got me on the Raider game last week.
The Giants. That was a clutch pick. Come on, dog.
That was a good pick, but I had some good picks too.
Yeah, the Vikings. I'll give you that one. But you took the Cowboys, and Denver just was like, fuck you too.
No, I should have picked Seattle, honestly. And that's a great segue to where I want to start the show. The Broncos. What they did on Monday Night Football, Max. It was embarrassing, honestly.
That's hard.
It was embarrassing. It was absolutely embarrassing. Like the fact that you had 400 yards total of offense. You get down to the red zone twice, and you get stuffed twice.
They fumbled the bag.
Yeah, they literally
fumbled the bag.
I mean, shout out to Javonte Williams. I'm a big fan of him. Shout out to fantasy football. But he had a fumble. Melvin Gordon had a fumble.
Shocker.
And when it comes down to the end of the game, they're on the 45-yard line, somewhere right there, somewhere past midfield, barely. It's going to be a 64-yard field goal if they kick it. It's about, what would you say, about 120 left, 130?
Yeah.
Probably a little bit less. They're letting it's 4th and 5, and they let the clock not only die down all the way to 1, don't even try to catch them off sides or anything. They're late getting out of the huddle. They call a timeout right as the clock hits 1 second. There's only about 30 to 35 seconds left on the clock, and they decide to kick a field goal. And you have an all-time great quarterback that you just signed to a fucking massive deal, and you don't put it in his hands. You put it in Brandon McManus's fucking leg? Come on, my guy.
I just want to say I agree with you about all that. It's weird that they moved the ball so effectively. They had a lot of time, and they had all 3 of their timeouts. It's not like they didn't have the timeouts. They had all 3 of them, and they just waited. And then they let him kick the kick, which you didn't mention, which I think he missed the first practice kick. Right there, I'd be like, let's get 10 yards closer. Because I don't put that on McManus. You kick a 64-yard field goal anywhere outside of Denver, I'd say you have depending on the kicker, it's a low chance. Even Justin Tucker, I wouldn't say is automatic from there. That's the limits of a kicker.
Right.
I think you go for it. They hadn't been stopped all game. They had just been shooting themselves in the foot. So, I mean, I would have went for it. Plain and simple. And, Denver outplayed them. They're definitely the more talented team. This is just kind of a hard loss to swallow. And on the opposite side for Seattle, I mean, Geno Smith looked really good. And, hey, Seattle, I'm back. Go Hawks. Go Hawks.
Hey, man. Hey, look. Broncos country, let's ride. They fell straight off the board. The horse fucking tripped over a Seahawk, it seemed like. And shout out to Geno Smith, like you said, bro. He played absolutely amazing. I would be fucking shocked if the Seahawks played to that level of intensity that they played. I kind of called it, but I did it because I didn't expect them to sustain it throughout the whole game.
Yeah, and I mean,
they really did.
And they lose Jamal Adams, who's probably done for a long time, and talk about disaster of a trade and factor in a quad injury. I thought Jordan Brooks had a good game on DK, Tyler Lockett. I mean, just the whole team played with heart. You could see it in the way Pete Carroll was, the sideline was. Yeah. And maybe it's a jumping off point. Maybe they have some confidence leaving this game. They beat Russ after he wanted out. The Seattle fans weren't happy. So maybe they use this as a springboard, and maybe they're feisty. Maybe Seattle's not as bad as we think. Maybe Trey Lance is the worst quarterback in the division. Maybe Geno's time's now. They wrote him off one. He never wrote back.
He never wrote back, dude. When I found out, not found out, but when I realized that Geno Smith was in the league for 9 years now, and he's probably going to have a 10-year career because I guarantee he's going to be on an NFL roster at least next year also. I wouldn't have expected that. This is a guy that went in the second round, got low-key embarrassed on national television for the NFL draft, expected to go in the first round. He waited so long, stayed there. Yeah, came back the next day in day 2 of the draft and still went up there and, put on his hat for the New York Jets. We all know how that goes with the Jets. The Jets draft a quarterback. It didn't work out. Shocker. But he's been under the radar besides the Jets, Max. Under the radar, he's been learning over some pretty damn good quarterbacks. He was with Eli Manning, who, whether you want to admit it or not, a Hall of Fame player, future Hall of Famer. Phillip Rivers, a guy who has had much success in this league, long career, at least a consideration for the Hall of Fame.
Was Geno on the Chargers?
Yeah, Geno was on the Chargers. He was backing up Phillip Rivers.
Oh, for like 1 year, right?
Yeah.
First didn't stab him in the lung with a needle.
Yeah. And of course you have the Seahawks, who he was under Russell Wilson. So these are 3 quarterbacks who are very good in the league at one point and have played at high levels. So he's been in the fucking dark, just, soaking up all this knowledge. And it showed, man, like he was prepared.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a contender one, like let's just say the Cowboys, why wouldn't you have signed him to be your backup in case of injury to Dak? Because I feel like if you have Geno, especially with the way he played, he might keep you afloat. You might go 3-3. That's just what I think.
Look, and I think we spent enough time on the Seahawks. I want to go back to the Broncos because I know you're probably going to disagree. Okay. But to me, I'm not even trying to be a Bronco hater. With all the yardage that they had, I don't think they looked that good. I honestly didn't. Like, I think there was a massive difference from Seattle Russ and this Broncos like Russ. And the defense didn't look as sharpened as they usually do under Vic Fangio. I thought the Vic Fangio loss really showed. I don't think they were good at tackling. They were penalized so fucking much in the game. They were looking like the Raiders, for Christ's sake, with all the penalties that they were getting. And the receivers, besides that Jerry Jeudy lucky touchdown, and it was luck, it was just a fucking crazy play that wound up bouncing in the Broncos' favor. I don't think guys were just running wide open. There was a lot of contested stuff. And really, besides the tight ends and the running backs, what did they really have? So if I'm a Bronco fan, I'm looking at it like I'm concerned. Not panicking, but I'm concerned.
I think you're being a little too premature. Let's be real. It's a rookie head coach, first year quarterback, first year in the system. I think you're being a little too premature. And at the end of the day, they had 400 yards on a Seattle team that we both agree is not that great talent-wise. But, Denver, let's see next week. They have a big game against the Texans, and it's a must-win for Denver.
We shall see, Max. Yards are the most.
It's not their fault. They didn't get that week 1 opening game in Denver that they could just use the altitude again. Come on, it's not their fault. They're not used to playing away from Denver week 1.
I think yards are the most useless stat in football. You can get all the yards you want. That's not going to determine a game or how good you are. That's just my opinion.
No.
Let's go ahead and move to the AFC West. Okay. First game of the week, and it's a great one. We got the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Chargers, the Cha-Chas.
Cha-Chas. Bolt up nation.
Yeah, hashtag fucking bolt up. Thank God they're not at home. They don't got to worry about Chiefs fans taking over their stadium like every other team does. But Kansas City's gonna be rocking, man. It's their home opener. Both teams are 1-0, coming off some great wins. Of course, the Chargers getting done beating down on the Raiders, and the Chiefs literally beating down the Cardinals. It was pretty bad. Let's go ahead and look at the betting info for this one. The Chiefs are favored by 4. What do you think about that, Max? You think it should be less?
I think maybe 2, maybe 2 or I mean, no, I'm not this isn't crazy. I'm not I'm not really into the whole betting scene. I'm getting into it. You're slowly dragging me in there, but 2 good teams. Is this too early to say that this game might decide the AFC West hierarchy? But let's keep going with the bets.
Yeah, the over-under is 54.5 points. If you want to take the money line, it's Chargers plus 175 and KC at minus 210. That's a great bet if I'm betting. Like I would go with the Chargers. For at least the spread for 4 points. I do think this would be somewhat of a close game at one point, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's at least a one possession game. Like that's the way I'm looking at it. And let's go over some of the injuries that they have. Keenan Allen, Max usually does the graphics on Monday and Tuesday. So it says doubtful, but I
He's
think
out.
recent news, he's out. Keenan Allen is definitely out. JC Jackson with the ankle again, he's questionable. Donald Parham, hamstring, questionable.
And I would say JC Jackson one is more doubtful than questionable. I would be a little surprised if he played.
Yeah, they were saying that he was going to play last week, and I don't know what to believe with that. Yeah. Trent McDuffie, hamstring, questionable. He looks like he's going to be out for a minute. I heard they were going to put him on IR possibly.
Yeah, I think he got concussed too. It's just overall bad.
Yeah, it sucks for the Chiefs, man. Trey Smith, ankle, questionable, and Harrison Buckner, who has an ankle injury, questionable. We might see Justin Reed kicking field goals again and kicking off the ball.
I liked it. I was awesome. That was one of the best sights of Week 1 Monday.
But if I'm looking at this game, Max, I do think the Chiefs are better. I think they're the best team in the division, and Week 1 proved that. It was just confirmation for myself. And this game is huge for the Chargers more than it is for the Chiefs. I think it's one of those, like, if you want to be a legit Super Bowl contender and really get taken seriously and be a problem, this is a game you win. Because if you look at it, they just played the Raiders. And then if they beat the Chiefs, they'll be 2-0, but not only 2-0 record-wise, they'll be 2-0 in the division. That's huge, bro. Like, and to get that done with early in the season, and you don't have to go back to Kansas City. Like, after Kansas City, like, I wouldn't really put Denver up there as one of like the biggest home field advantages. It's Kansas City. Every team in the division is like, when we go to Kansas City, it's probably a loss. That's how people look at it, because that's how dominant they are at home. So if you can get a win in KC and go 2-0 in the division, oh my goodness, man. You're halfway to fucking golden, dude.
The key for me, one, and I know it's such a cliche. It's just Mahomes versus Herbert versus Mahomes, however you want to look at it. Patrick Mahomes is already a Hall of Fame quarterback, an all-time great, and Justin Herbert's an all-time talent. And whenever we see them, you're going to see some magical throws where it doesn't matter. You played the perfect defense. Your guy's right there, and Justin Herbert fits it in. Like, he made a throw against the Raiders where he threaded it in between two guys with their backs turned. And it's just unbelievable when Patrick Mahomes gets outside the pocket. And you have to think about one, and you saw this firsthand, Khalil Mack. He's a game wrecker. We made a clip. It's doing great. Check it out. He's a game wrecker. And Joey Bosa, he can be a game wrecker too. So if they got their hands full, they have their hands full.
I think one thing that the Chargers are going back to a little bit this year that I seen against the Raiders, that rewatching the game, I seen it more. The way that they're using Derwin James, I think you alluded to it in our division preview. I forgot who it was, but it's great that Derwin James can play corner. Like, you see him matched up against tight ends and playing the deep safety. Like, yeah, he can do so many things on the field. But do you want him doing that all the time? Not really. What he's best at is being around the football and around the line of scrimmage. And that's what he's really doing this year with more depth that they have at corner and safety in general. And he was blitzing, he was playing linebacker, and he was wreaking havoc, dude. And I can only imagine against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, you're definitely going to need that. Because what does Patrick Mahomes do way better than Derek Carr. That is run with the football. He's going all around the place. He's keeping the play alive. And if you got a guy like Derwin James who has some speed and is a sure tackler, it just makes your chances go up to stopping the Chiefs. So look for Derwin James to be one of those viable blitzers and just around the line of scrimmage,
or
because he's a beast.
A quarterback spy, contain Mahomes. And this is one key for the Chargers. One, you can't let the Chiefs run the ball. If the Chiefs can run the ball, they're damn near unstoppable. The Chargers have been talked about long enough this offseason about their soft run defense. They got our guy Sebastian Joseph Day. Let's see how they can do it. You got to make the Chiefs one-dimensional, and it's still hard to stop that one dimension. You can't let a bad running team be a good running team. That's the best way to put it.
Exactly. Anything else on the game, Max?
I hit everything I wanted to hit. I just want to give my pick, and I think you know who I'm riding with. Bolt up, boys! 2-0.
Shut your ass up,
fuck bro. On, baby.
Are you an Eagle fan? Where's the Chargers?
This is the AFC. I've never seen a Charger fan in real life. I'm the only one I know. But you know what? Bolt up. We bolted up the black hole in LA. We're bolting up Kansas City. Fucking one. Bolt up, boy.
What's all this we? What's all this we?
We coming. My boy, you know what? Fuck you, Juan. There. I said it. You're 6-10. He's not a credible source of information, everybody.
That's all right. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes, the guy who's actually won a Super Bowl. Andy Reid, a guy who's actually won the Super Bowl. I think the biggest difference in the game is going to be the head coaches, like it was last year on Thursday Night Football. Brandon Staley going for it on 4th down and fucking his team like he always does. I got the Chiefs, the Queefs, 34-27.
You're a hater, dog. Only person who's getting fucked up is Juan. Boy, I'm Juan boy. That's all I'm gonna say. Come on.
6-10, baby. We coming back. I'm already starting off hot with that one. I'm already gonna get a game up on you.
Oh, we'll see.
Let's move on to the Jets and the Browns, two teams that we're not as enthusiastic about. The Jets 0-1 got their ass kicked by the Ravens last week, and the Cleveland Browns, who are surprisingly 1-0. Let's go over some of the betting info. The Cleveland Browns are favored by 6. That is a lot, honestly. That's having way too much faith in Jacoby Brissett. This is a game I would want to bet on. Like, I would take the Jets in the points and the money line if you want to bet straight up. Jets plus 210 and Cleveland is minus 260. The over-under for this one, 40 points. Some of the injuries. Zach Wilson, of course, out. He's going to be out for a minute. Dwayne Brown, shoulder on IR, and Mekhi Becton, knee on IR. On the Brown side, not that many people, only 2, but they're 2 key guys. Jack Conklin, knee, questionable, and Greedy Williams, the cornerback, hamstring, questionable.
Juan, I want to just say this before you get into anything else. Zach Wilson was suited up at practice today. He's practicing. They said 4 weeks, like a week ago. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe the Jets think it's desperation time already. I think it's a mistake to rush him back, but we'll see. I would doubt he plays, but I just wanted to put that out there so people don't say, "Oh, you guys said he was fucking out." Fuck you. Do it on Tuesday. I don't have a choice.
I would be shocked if he played back.
I'd be shocked too.
That would be fucking crazy. Don't rush back.
Rush back to no rush or something. I don't know. Exactly. Sounds good.
Yeah, do what you know best, Zach. Do what you know best. When I look at this game, Max, it's literally keys all for the Browns. It's their defense, it's their run game. They showed why they have one of the best offensive lines in the league. I think Nick Chubb had about 140 plus yards rushing. Kareem Hunt showed why he can be a starting running back for like half of the league. Everyone just forgets he's a backup in Cleveland. But I don't see the Jets winning this game. I don't see any offensive firepower. Joe Flacco is just not enough for me. He's immobile. His arm is not that good. Their offense is just anemic. Like, their running backs are, honestly, on a side note, Max, Breece Hall is not that good. He hasn't looked good.
Michael Carter stole the show.
Yeah, Michael Carter is better than him as of right now. I'm not saying that he'll be better than him in the future, but as far as what we've seen from Breece Hall in the preseason and in this one regular season game, he has not looked good. He doesn't choose his holes well. I don't see the same explosiveness. I don't see the same confidence that we've seen in his college film. Something to keep an eye on. I like Michael Carter, and I think he's going to keep on getting the bulk of the carries if Breece Hall doesn't show at least something.
Just to play devil's advocate, we know the Jets O-line's nothing special, especially with their injuries. But Michael Carter looked good. Breece Hall hasn't. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I really want to go back and rewatch the Breece Hall tape. But for this matchup, the Browns have it perfectly laid out to go 2-0, which is huge considering we talked about the key is being in the hunt for Deshaun. It's not about, you can't be 2-8 and Deshaun comes back. Season's over.
Right.
If they can be 6-5, 6-4, this is huge for the Brownies. And they caught the Jets at a good time. The defense for the Jets, surprisingly good one. But what happens to good defenses when their offense can't do anything? It's going to break. Elfie the Brown is going to propel the Browns to a dub. I'm calling
Elfie
it right
the Brown. New logo in the middle of the field.
Worst logo of history of all time. I still got the Browns 31-13, but if they lose, it's the fucking elf. Shout out Will Ferrell. Man.
Yeah, never saw that movie. If they lose, it's definitely the elf, and it's the elf curse of Will Ferrell. I also got the Browns winning. I got 23-10. We both have a low score from the Jets. Just don't see any firepower, dude. That one's tough. Let's go ahead and move on to the Washington Commanders. The Commanders 1-0, traveling to Detroit, who are 0-1. Man, Detroit has 2 home games in a row. They got to take
fucking Denver or something
for real, dude. Betting info for this one, they got Detroit favored by 2 points, not much. To be honest, I think this should be a pick'em game. I think by Sunday, I think it will. I think that line will move a little bit. Money line for this one is Washington plus 15, Detroit minus 135. The over-under for this one, 49 points. I think this could be at least in, I want to say more than, man, that one's hard. 49 points. Do you think they'll go over? I think they're going to get right at like 49 probably.
Yeah, but I mean, they went 38-35 with the Eagles. That's a lot of points, but it just depends what Detroit teams. It just depends how many mistakes Goff's going to make. Yeah. And I mean, hit the injuries first, and then I'll hit some of the storylines.
Gotcha. Injuries on the Washington side. Fedarian Mathis, knee on IR. Wes, go ahead and take a shot at that.
Schweister? He's a Schweister?
He got a hamstring. He's questionable. Chase Young, unfortunately, on IR still. He's out.
I think he's on the puppy. He's a little pup.
Yeah, he's on the pup list. Julian Akara, hamstring questionable, and Levi Onzarike back on IR.
One can read that one, guys. Couldn't get Schweitzer. Could get that one though.
Jameson Williams knee on IR.
You're fucking Bruce Bowen. You can shoot threes, you can't shoot free throws. But look,
hey dog.
I think a fun little storyline of this game is Wentz versus Goff. The first pick in the draft versus the second pick. And man, both have gone to Super Bowls. Wentz got the dub as an injured player. Goff looked horrible in it. And they've both moved on from their teams. And they were kind of guys we look at and be like, they would never go 1-2 again. I kind of stand for Wentz. I stand by him. I ship him. But I mean, is Wentz better than Goff right now, right? We agree. Wentz looked good in week 1, I think. I know we had a bad couple picks. He looked good.
To me, it's like pick your poison. One's going to do good one week and one's going to look horrible. Like, would it shock you if Wentz threw 4 interceptions this game?
I can't say that it would.
Exactly. And would it shock you if, like, Jared Goff comes back and throws 3 touchdowns and he looks really good? I mean, it wouldn't shock me.
It wouldn't shock me, but I'd be like, damn, he threw a knuckleball for a touchdown. How's that happen? You know what I mean? So, oh man, is this Detroit's like game of the year already? Like, I don't want to see them go into, because we talked about it, and this is a basketball analogy. The year Lakers went 10-6 to start, and I was like, well, they're gonna hit a losing streak, and they're young, and I don't know if they can handle it. And I don't want that to happen to Detroit.
You know what though? Last week, Detroit really impressed me with their offensive line. You've been banking it home all preseason, all off season. They got one of the best offensive lines in the league, and it showed against the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles are no slouch. They got big motherfuckers up front. Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox. They are made to stop the run. And flat out, let's just be honest. Yeah, the Lions fucking ran that ball down the Eagles' throat. So what I'm looking forward to and why I'm picking the Lions is simply the run game. DeAndre Swift, that offensive line, I think they're going to control the game. I got the Lions winning 27-20.
I'm believing in Wentz again, Juan. You're going to have to talk me off this cliff on fucking Sunday. I believe in Wentz 24-14. Get revenge on Goff. The Lions, I think they're going to score more than 14 points now that I really think about it. But I think this Commanders team might be a little bit better than we both thought, because there was a lot of writing on the wall that this could go bad, but it looked good in week 1. So maybe it'll look good in week 2. I'm not sure. This is a pick 'em, man. It's really a pick 'em.
Yeah. And this is one that I gotta get another game on you, dude. This is we're picking different this week, man. So I got a shot to get back in this bitch. Shout out to Ahmad Bell, man, fucking clowning on me. I beat one last week, 7-8. You know what, Ahmad? I don't care, bro. I don't care.
He's a Cowboy fan. He won. He a Texas fan on Saturday, Cowboy fan Sunday. I had to talk him off the ledge on Monday. I was like, it's okay, man.
Tell him what you did about the tie.
I gave himself the dub. Fuck that. We don't take losses around here. We can do whatever we want. So I'm not giving myself a tie.
So fuck technically, I went 5-10.
Yeah, so. I went 7-9 whatever. I went fucking 8-7, 8-8.
I mean, look, the way I see it, man. The way I see it with that tie, it's gonna be more beneficial for a tie than a loss.
Exactly. That's why I give us the dub. Dubs up in the chat.
Yeah, Dubs up. It.
We can do whatever we want.
Let's go ahead and hit the next game, man. Let's go Saints and Bucs. Okay. So both of these teams are 1-0. Betting info for this one. The spread, New Orleans is underdogs by 3 points at home. Money line for this one, Tampa Bay -155 and New Orleans is +130. The over under for this one, 44. Man, that one's tough, man, because the Bucs offense did not score that many points, so that's going to be an interesting line to bet on. Let's hit the injuries. Chris Godwin, hamstring, questionable. Just as you thought the guy was going to be healthy, he is back on the injured list. Tough way for Godwin to start the season. Donovan Smith, elbow, questionable, and Ryan Jensen, who has a knee and on IR. Saints side, Alvin Kamara, ribs. He is questionable, and Paulson Adebo has a leg injury, questionable.
One. I eat W's. That's all I'm going to say. Jameis Winston came back on the Falcons, got revenge on Mariota.
Yeah.
This is Tom Brady's house of horror. The Saints, he's 1-4 against them in his time in Tampa. I think that stays. I think Dennis Allen's cracked the code. I wasn't impressed with the offense. And yeah, you could say, it's week 1. Brady's he's going to get divorced. That sucks. But maybe he's just a little sluggish. But I think the problems are kind of like real. The O-line's going to struggle without Donovan Smith. Ryan Jensen's out. Chris Godwin, they rushed him back. For what? Like, do you really need Chris Godwin to beat the Cowboys last week? Shout out to the Cowgirls. They suck. And last thing, Julio Jones did look good. It scared me a little bit, but I know his knee will swell up at some point. He's the Tyron Smith of wide receivers, unfortunately.
You ain't lying, man. Look, I'm kind of shocked on that line that the Bucs are favored. The fact that the Bucs have never beat the Saints in a regular season game. The only time when it mattered, of course, the playoff game.
I know. They got that one.
But in the regular season, they have beat their ass. And the Saints have their number. And I think more in particular, Dennis Allen has his number. And, maybe that changes with the Bucs kind of going a little bit more ground and pound with Todd Bowles as the coach. So not that many passing concepts and throwing the ball 40, 50 times with Bruce Arians. But I didn't see anything last week from the Bucs that I can rave home about. Leonard Fournette looked good, a.k.a. Lenny. He looked good, but they should have scored a lot more points against that Cowboys team. And the Saints, on the other hand, they they're resilient, dude. They were down by what? 17, 16 points last week. Big.
Well, it is Atlanta. I will say that.
It is Atlanta. It is Atlanta, but Atlanta has a lot of talent. Michael Thomas look like he's back.
Chris Olave, Jarvis,
touchdown.
Juice Landry looks freaking good. I'm telling you, this team from a talent standpoint is on a different level than the Cowboys. The trench play is better on both sides, and I think the Saints will be able to run the ball, and especially if they get our guy Taysom Hill involved. 80 rushing yards on 4 carries, baby. It's Madden numbers. Not bad for a quarterback.
Not bad for a quarterback, man. As long as he's not playing quarterback, we should be good.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Footnote. Look, I think this is a good game to bet on. I would take the Saints. I think Vegas has it wrong with this one. I think the Saints should, if anything, it should be a pick 'em or Saints, 1 point underdogs. Like, there's no reason why like New Orleans, their home opener, they're gonna be loud. It's a hostile place to play in.
Jameis, it's been good. He was good last year until he got hurt. And my boy, I'm going with Jameis. He's gonna eat the W's. Let's go, baby. Who dey? 23-17. Is that the Saints or that's the Bengals? What do the Saints say?
No, Saints are who dat.
Who dat?
The Bengals are who dey.
Yeah, who dat? Jameis. Best leader in football, boys.
Yeah, me and Max are on the same page with this one. I got the Saints also. I got 24-21 Saints. I think it is going to be a close one. The one thing, Saints, do one thing for me and Jameis. If you want to get me off the train right now, lose this game and have Jameis throw like 3 picks.
I'll make one of them pick 6 for good measure.
Yeah. Make one of them pick 6 and I'm off the train. Like, I would not trust the Saints.
Yeah.
Like that's what it takes for this one. Because you can see that. Can't you see that from Winston?
Absolutely.
All of a sudden,
that's my greatest fear.
My boy Wentz is fucking squints is fucking blurry vision. He's seeing double,
breathing heavy.
He's seeing double Devin Whites and double Levante Davids. Like, it's all bad, bro. So hopefully Winston doesn't have one of those games. Let's go ahead and move on to a surprising team. The New York Giants, the G-Men, 1-0, winning their home opener in crazy dramatic fashion against the Tennessee Titans. They're taking on the Carolina Panthers this week, who their starting quarterback, Baker Mayfield, lost to his former team, the Cleveland Browns. They're 0-1. It's your classic 0-1 against 1-0. You're going off the narratives of last week. The Giants look good, though. Let's see what Vegas thinks. Vegas has the Giants as 2.5-point favorites. The Giants have not had a winning record since that fucking picture was taken on the boat with Odell Beckham way back in the day. It's been a long time.
Then there's the Odell Beckham boat curse.
Yeah, exactly. Money line for this one, Carolina plus 118. The New York Giants are minus 140. The over-under for this one, 42.5 points. Let's hit the injuries and then we'll talk about it. Sam Darnold, ankle on IR. Matt Corral as well. He has a foot. Injuries on the Giants side. Wan'Dale Robinson, knee questionable. Azeez Ojulari, calf, and Kayvon Thibodeau both have calf and knee injuries. They're all questionable.
One hitting them 3-pointers, folks. Can't hit the easy games, but let's go. Look, one. I think the writing's on the wall. Carolina's gonna be a mess, man. I feel bad for Baker. I feel bad for Matt Rule. I'm going with the Giants real quick. I'm giving this game up quick, man. Saquon is back. I called him a bust last year. I still think I'm right just because of the position, not because Saquon sucks. He's one of the most talented running backs. G-Men, the NFC East actually has competent teams this year. I'm sorry, people with headphones. 2-0 Giants, 2-0 Commanders. Shout out to the Eagles, 2-0. I'm picking them. Fuck it. Going off the script. 21-18 Giants. Carolina, keep beating. Nothing.
Another close one, man. I got the Panthers. I can't trust the Giants yet.
But you can trust Carolina?
I trust Carolina because I know what they have on the defensive side.
Baker couldn't summon up the hatred in his heart for a dub.
Yeah, I get you.
Come on.
I get you. But I do think they can have some explosive plays against the Giants. I I would say this, Max. Is it crazy for me to think that the Carolina Panthers are more explosive in the pass game than the Tennessee Titans? They
No, I
are.
think I absolutely would agree with that statement. But
Yeah,
DJ
and I
Moore,
see
Robbie.
yeah, I see DJ Moore and I see Shrink Bean Robbie Anderson getting a long ass touchdown against the Giants. I have faith in that. The one thing that scares the shit out of me, like you said, Saquon Barkley. He looks good. Leading the NFL in rushing. I know it's only week 1, but he looked like he got some pop back in him. And if the Giants win this game, man, I'm gonna be happy for Giants fans.
Just this 2-1. The O-line for the Giants vastly improved in one game than anything we saw last year against a
But
very talented Tennessee front. I know they're missing guys, but the O-line looks a lot better for the Giants.
And I would say this, Max. I want to like Brian Dable. I really do.
Dude, big D energy, big day ball energy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, yeah, I agree. It looks fun, right? In the locker room, dancing, saying some crazy
going
shit.
Going
for two, but we kind of like Joe Judge when he started out. How did that end up?
Okay, look, you're right.
Let's not be too fast.
I also like Matt. I did like Matt Rule too. I still kind of do.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be mad if I mispicked this game. Just little spoiler one. This might be my worst week ever or my best week ever. Because just wait till you get to this next one, bro. I'm gonna surprise the shit out of you, dude.
Let's go ahead and hit the next game. We got the Patriots, who are 0-1, traveling to Pittsburgh, who are 1-0. Just got done beating the Bengals in a crazy thriller last week. Pittsburgh is 1.5 point underdogs at home. This one is a head scratcher. The money line for this one, New England -120, Pittsburgh is +100. The over under for this one is 40.5 points. Max, why does Vegas, why do us, are we gonna challenge Mike Tomlin again and say you can't do it?
You were gonna
How the fuck are the Steelers?
Billy ball game Belichick. Watch your mouth, Isaiah. I'm riding with you guys this week. And if the Patriots lose this game, I'm fucking off the injuries. Mac Jones is blew out his back. He's questionable. He should be fine. Adrian Phillips hurt his ribs. Questionable. Taquan Thornton, collarbone, their only explosive playmaker, on IR. And for the Steelers, TJ Watt, torn pec. Steeler fans, you have great news. He should be back in 4 to 6 weeks. Najee Harris has a high ankle sprain one. Said he's good to go. That's surprising. Levi Wallace, Mason Cole have ankles. They're questionable. Mason Cole, for those who don't know, is the Steelers center.
To me, it's tough to go against Mike Tomlin. During that game when he was playing the Bengals and they were getting pick sixes and their defensive line was wrecking havoc.
They lost.
They should have lost.
Should have. Would have. And I know you smiled because the long snapper was hurt and everyone felt your Raider pain from Monday Night Football. I know. But you know what? If the Patriots lose this game, fucking mark this down. 6:46, September 14th. They're dead if they lose this game. They are. All my friends are dead. Done? They're done if they lose this game badly. If they look like they did week 1. All my friends are dead. Patriot fans. Sorry, Isaiah. I'm sorry. One makes me say these mean things about your team.
Oh, my goodness. So let's go ahead and tell the audience our scores. Max, of course, rolling with the Patriots, 23-18. I'm going with the Steelers, man. I trust in the Steelers. I do not think the Patriots are good. They're really bad. People looked at me sideways in our predictions for the AFC East this year. I had them last behind the Jets. I stay true by that. Last week confirmed it. You have a guy like Tua beat you, and he did not look good in the process, and you still lose.
That, dog. Don't say that.
It's bad. I'm sorry. I can't pick you. Bill Belichick, I don't know what he's doing. Billy B, one of the greatest head coaches that we have seen in our lifetime and in the NFL's history. I'm sorry. This year is not your year, my guys. You're not that guy. Like, I'm rolling with Tomlin. I'm rolling with Trubisky. You're going against your boy Trubisky, by the way. I got Steelers 20-19. Close ass game.
I'm just trying to let you back in this shit because it's already over, dog. Well, okay. Let's hit the next game on. I want to take this one because this one has a special place in my heart. Indianapolis Colts 0-1, not a record I thought I'd ever say on air or to anybody, versus the Jacksonville Jaguars 0-1. The betting info: Colts are 4-point favorites. Jacksonville gets 4. Money line: Colts 205. Jacksonville, they're plus 170. Over under 45.5. The injuries: Jacksonville has no one. The Colts have Shaq Leonard, a.k.a. Darius Leonard, back as questionable. Rigo Roberto is out with the IR, and Kwity Paye back, but he should play.
And in other news, the Colts just cut.
I know. Oh, my
Hot
God.
Rod, a.k.a. Rodrigo Blankenship, missing the game-winning field goal last week. Just RIP to one of the best, examples on you can show your kids and be like, you can be an NFL player.
Yeah.
And you can look like Hot Rod, but you can also be cut, man, because it's tough.
So why do you think I said this game kind of has a special place in my heart?
Why? I don't know.
I want to see Frank Wright versus Doug Peterson, because I've been a proponent that our friend Dak said the Eagles should never win a Super Bowl because they fired Doug Peterson. And I said, I think that Super Bowl had more to do with Frank Wright than it did Doug Peterson. And that's what this game I want to see. I think it's a little bit battle of pride between the two of them. That's his assistant. Doug Peterson flamed out in Philadelphia towards the end. I want to see the Colts. Colts need to win this game. They need to clean the slate in Jacksonville. We know what happened week 18 last year. Colts, get your revenge. Get back on track. Do not go 0-1-1.
What is it, 5 years now?
I think it's like 5 years, yeah.
It's going on 5 years,
trust me,
if not more.
There has only been one good Jacksonville team in those 5 years that they
Look, the Colts haven't showed me anything last week on why I should pick them in this game. To me, they showed me that they can't be trusted against a team like the Houston Texans, who are very similar to the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that is young, a team that doesn't know how to win, but they have a lot of talent in a lot of different places. And why should I pick the Colts? Because they have Matt Ryan, because they have weapons. Like, the Jags have weapons. The Jags have a number 1 pick in Trayvon Walker, who looked amazing last week. Had really a pick, a sack. He's looking like the real deal. Like, Jacksonville last week to me didn't look like the Urban Meyer Jacksonville Jaguars of last year. What it looked like is a typical team losing, a typical young team losing.
Yeah.
4th down, overthrows, Travis Etienne dropping passes on critical 4th downs. Like, to me, just get the reps in. They're gonna be playing hard, dude. Like, I don't know what it is, but Jacksonville plays hard against Indianapolis, whether it's on the road or not. But it's gonna be hot probably in South Florida. Like, the pool's gonna be going. The pool's gonna be full of chlorine with people in it in the Jacksonville stadium. They're gonna be rocking the Duval Nation, all that good stuff. I'm rolling with Jacksonville, baby. I got the Jags.
I'm going with the Colts 23-20. I think regardless of who wins, it'll be close and won. If you're the Colts and you want to prove you're real, you win this game, you exercise the demons. I know it sounds stupid. A win Jacksonville kind of means you're for real. Well, they kind of have the psychological edge. Like, these dudes can't fucking beat us here. So it's going to take a great team effort for them to beat Jacksonville, who's not that bad, like you said. Come on, Frank Wright. Get this shit done. Colt up. I don't know if that's it. Colt up.
I got the Jacksonville Jaguars, like I said, man, 31-26. Shout out to Trevor Lawrence, bro. Paul B, shout out to Paul B. Welcome to the channel, bro. He's saying I picked the Colts because
they have smart man, Paul B. A smart man.
Let's move on to the next game. Dolphins, Ravens, both 1-0. Betting info for this one. The spread, Miami is plus 3.5 underdogs. Money line, Miami plus 162. Baltimore is minus 195. The over-under for this one, 44.5 points. Some of the injury info: Austin Jackson, Eric Rowe, Byron Jones. Byron Jones' ankle on IR, and the other 2 guys are questionable. Let's go over to the Baltimore side. Jawan James, Achilles on IR. Ronnie Stanley, Marcus Peters, and J.K. Dobbins are all questionable. Let's move on. That was a lot. the Ravens injury list.
Big loss for the Ravens O-line, man. And Ronnie Stanley didn't play last week. They need him. I mean, he's been banged up for 2 straight years, and this is a talented defense. And for the Ravens, we kind of doubt. Let me rephrase. We still doubt the receiving core, the playmaking ability, and honestly, the run game's not there yet. And Gus Edwards is still not there. J.K. Dobbins. So this is going to be a tough game for Baltimore, man.
Yeah. This one's show me if you're legit, if you're Miami. Yeah. Like you win this
real
game.
Test.
Yes, you get put on the map with this one. You beat the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, you get everyone's attention. And you say, oh shit, okay, do we got the San Francisco's in South Florida right now? Like we got the Niners in South Florida. I said that wrong. Sorry. But I'm rolling with the Ravens, man. I got the Ravens in this one 26-19. Max got them 28-13. This
what
is just
gives Ravens the edge? Is it just the lack of trust in Tua and
it's Lamar? It's Lamar and it's the coaching. To me, I'm picking Lamar and John Harbaugh over Mike McDaniels, who's a rookie head coach, and Tua, who has not been proven. And if you guys remember on Thursday Night Football last week, the Ravens were in great shape. I want to say they were like, 6-1, 5-1 early in the
last
season.
Year. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Dolphins embarrassed them.
Yep.
Yeah. They embarrassed them. So I think the Ravens are going to remember that. It's going to be in the back of their head. It's going to be talked about this week in the meeting rooms. They're going to have a little chip on their shoulder about that one.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Let's go on to the Falcons and the Rams. Both 0-1, both fishing for their first win of the season. Betting info for this one, the Rams, they are 10-point favorites.
Yeah, I wrote it wrong. I'm sorry, everybody. The Falcons are 10-point underdogs. One, I think that's fucking crazy. I think that's nuts. Atlanta looked a lot
these are
more
scary.
Like I would bet Atlanta. But go back to it. I'm sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to say that.
No, you're right. You're right. That's crazy. And I think any NFL game betting wise, when it's above like in the double digits, it's scary, dude. Like it's scary to roll with that. They might prove us right and the Rams blow them out. But if you want to bet on this one, Atlanta is plus 430 for the money line. And on the Ram side, it's minus 600. The over-under for this one is 47. On the injury side, no one for the Rams really, but on the Falcon side, it's Deion Jones' shoulder on IR, and Damian Williams has ribs, and he is questionable. Or actually, excuse me, sorry. I got injuries for the Rams. Got an update. Brian Allen, knee, he's out, and Van Jefferson, knee, questionable.
I think that's a big loss for the Rams' shaky O-line. And for Atlanta, you're not really going to see a lot of pass rush unless it's from Grady Jarrett or the kid they drafted in the second round. I can't remember his name. We both liked him, but Ikebidi, Arnold Ikebidi. Yeah. So Atlanta, they're the less talented team, but man, their offense, they're coached well on that side of the ball. And the Rams defense, I don't know if they're just taking it easy because they're coming off that high. Maybe it's a Super Bowl hangover, but I'm going to pick the Rams to win this game one, but it won't be a blowout. I'd be very surprised unless there was some big turnovers. I'm going with the Rams 31-21.
You got them just covering.
Just covering. You know, I put that score, but I think Atlanta's better, and they looked really good week one. I know they choked, but that's Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly. I got the Rams also. I got 24-17. I think it will be a one-possession game. I don't like what I seen from Matthew Stafford last week or the Rams offense in general. I'm looking forward to see if Akers gets a little bit more touches. Allen Robinson gets involved more.
Where is
they got to.
Where is
he?
Exactly. This is the last question before we move on. What's the panic meter if the Rams lose this game in LA?
You got to put it at least an 8. Not 10, not 10 like major, but 8 like it's concerning.
Do the Rams fans start buying Charger jerseys? Is it that high of panic?
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, they probably become Bills fans because they took over the stadium. Let's go ahead and move on to another NFC West showdown. The Seahawks, who are 1-0, traveling to San Francisco for their home opener. They lost their first game. They're 0-1. Betting info for this one. Seattle is 10-point dogs. Oh my goodness, bro. Another double-digit spread for this one. Money line. Seattle is plus 360. San Francisco is minus 480. The over-under for this one is 42.5. Seahawks on theirs. on their side for the injuries. Jamal Adams, quad out. He's going to be out for a while. Seems like a serious injury that happened on Monday night, like we said. Damian Lewis, ankle questionable. Kenneth Walker, still out with that hernia. On the San Francisco side, George Kittle, he's going to be questionable. That's going to be big. He has a groin injury still. Elijah Mitchell, MCL, that's big. He's going to be out for a while.
8
Jimmy
weeks.
Ward, that's tough. Jimmy Ward on IR. He's going to be out for a while too. Hamstring. We talked a lot about the Seahawks in the beginning of the show. It's all about San Francisco. It's all about Trey Lance. I know we're 50 minutes in, Max. I really do.
Oof, yeah. Time limit. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
I know. This one's probably going to be a long one because I really want to talk about this and I want to make a clip out of it. Trey Lance, what should the leash be for him, Max?
I would have been yanking that sumbitch last week in that monsoon. You gotta yank that damn thing, bro. Joey, if you're watching this, send a goddamn comment. Your quarterback played like shit. Hey, you know there was a monsoon? Hey, Justin Fields played in it too. Yeah. Fuck Trey Area. F Joey. Get your shit together, SF. Yank that damn chain and don't call me a fucking casual because your fucking team lost and you're salty. That's all I have to say, Juan. You can have the floor. Hashtag Trey Area ass.
I would say this, Max. I know there's a lot of emotion into you right now.
I mean, I got spite in the heart, bro. Joey got me so riled up. I got spite in my heart right now.
You got spite.
I need y'all pray for me.
I'm gonna say this. I rewatched the game. I rewatched every single snap that I seen from Trey Lance. He wasn't shit. He wasn't absolutely like dog water. None of that. There was concern though. There was a lack of playmaking ability in there. There were missed throws, under throws,
pocket presence, non-existent.
Yeah, you know, the one thing positive that I took out of it, I think I told Max this in the middle of the week. He has gotten extremely more comfortable running the ball. Like he has shown me that he can make guys miss. Last year, you didn't see that. He was getting popped by Justin Reed, cornerbacks.
It's a lot of hits to take for a quarterback. A lot of hits.
But he's showing that he can do it. Like to me, I was like, man, like it looks like that was just a D3 kind of thing or D2, whatever the fuck division he was in. And that's why he was trucking guys and making guys look slow. Like now he's showing me some of that athleticism. He's proven that to me in the first preseason games and in the Chicago game. But to me, if you lose this game, oh my goodness, you talk about the panic meter with the Rams being 8 if they lose.
10.
It's a 10.
11.
It's a 10 for me.
No. Like it's a Jimmy G come save the day type panic meter.
And there's a lot of reports out there. I don't know if you guys are Chris Sims listeners. Chris Sims is like really, really good friends with Kyle Shanahan. Like to the point where like they got matching fucking tattoos. Like fucking sus guys.
Me and Juan soon come.
Like all I'm saying is that he has close people that he knows in that organization, and he flat out said it. Like there's guys in there that think Jimmy G is still the guy, that he is better, and it's clear as day, and that's already causing the divide, bro. And I had high hopes for Trey Lance coming into the season, but you know where it stopped, and it caught a red flag for me. I even traded for this guy in fantasy. But I literally
Juan didn't do that with the best of heart. He did not have the purest of hearts.
But when I seen that report, Max, with the whole Jimmy G thing, when they re-signed him and they kept him, I said, I'm out. I'm done. Like that's red flag for me. That was it. I said to myself, there's no reason why you should keep Jimmy in there with the whole aspect of keeping this guy and having half of the team divided. Like the narrative is already out there. Like you said, people are already talking about it. Why don't they start Jimmy G? Like it's this guy
Garrett,
has won
Sunday
so
Night
many.
Football.
Yeah. Jason Garrett, like so many people out there. And to me, like if they start 1-3 here or 1-4, it's Jimmy G time. Like, the panic button is there. The window is now. The kid needs to be good right now. It's not a Zach Wilson situation. It's not a Justin Fields situation. He got outplayed by a second-year quarterback with no receivers and no offensive line in last week's game. And yes, I know, in a monsoon, newsflash, like we said, both teams were playing on the same field.
You said it well, Juan.
It's going to be concerning.
To see who you're going to pick. I'm curious to see. I was so close to taking Seattle, by the way. Look at my score. Look at my score.
That's close, man.
I'm going to lie. I'm rooting to be wrong on this one. I ain't even going to lie.
Yeah, this one's tough. We both picked San Francisco. We're both on the Niners, but I got 31-13. They should blow out this Seahawks team. They have more talent all across the board. And no Elijah Mitchell. I know Jeff Wilson is going to get some carries and David Price. I know. I don't care. 49ers, you have one of the best run scheme coaches in the league. You should be able to run the ball. You got Trey Lance. Yeah, Trey Lance should he has to show something. He has to. If you can't outplay Geno Smith, what makes you think you're going to outplay Matt Stafford, Kyler Murray, all these other quarterbacks in the NFC, Aaron Rodgers?
Absolutely.
Come on, this is a must-win game. I feel like it's early. It's early to say, but Niners season is on the line with this one.
Yeah,
like they lose, dude. Fuck, man. At home,
two bad teams that we think two teams that shouldn't be that good.
These are gimmies. These were supposed to be gimmies for Trey Lance. You got to win these. Let's move on to the Cowboys and the Bengals. Let's try to make it fast as possible. Cooper Rush for the Cowboys. He is starting. They're 0-1, and the Bengals are 0-1 themselves. Injuries for this one: T. Higgins concussion. That's probably the biggest one. He's questionable. Injuries on the Cowboys side, of course. Dak Prescott.
Everyone knows. Dak's out for a long time. Cowboys are outmatched. They didn't look good even with Dak. The betting info, I'll take your job because I interrupted you. I'm sorry. Cincinnati are 7.5 favorites. That's kind of shocking, isn't it? That they're not more.
Yeah.
It's Dallas, you get 7.5 points. Cincinnati's minus 350. Dallas is plus 275. Over under is 43. Let's cut right to it. Who you picking? Bengals. Let's do it. Bengal Nation. Who they? Dallas. You guys are done. Season's over.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I got the Bengals, man. I think they cover too. Bengals are just way too good, top to bottom. Bengals all the way, dude. Cowboy season is over.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk Texans, who are the other tie team, 0-1. Broncos coming off that Monday night loss. They're 0-1 also. Betting info for this one, another 10-point favorite, dude. Denver at home opener. Denver money line is minus 550. Houston is plus 400. The over under for this one is 46 points. Injuries very short. Rasheem Green, thigh, questionable. Injuries for the Broncos: K'Wan Williams, hand, questionable. Straight up, I'm going with the Broncos, 24-29. You got the Broncos as well, 27-23. What's your thoughts on this one, Max?
Broncos need to win this game, get back on track. Houston's not that good of a team talent-wise. Take care of business. Russ, you're a $200 million quarterback. Get the shit done.
Yeah, a lot of teams
no
got
excuses.
A lot of teams have some must-wins this week. Like, these are gimmies. You got to beat the Texans. You got to show why you're a contender in the AFC. You can't afford to drop games to the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the Raiders. The Raiders are 0-1. The Cardinals are 0-1. Home opener for the Las Vegas Raiders. Injuries on the Cardinals side: Justin Pugh, neck questionable. Rondell Moore, leg questionable. That would be big for them. JJ Watt, of course, on the injury list. What else is new? He has a calf injury, questionable. Raiders side is thick. It's big people too. Anthony Everett, thumb. He is out for a while. Trayvon Moore, he has a hip injury, questionable. Denzel Perryman, ankle, questionable. Andre James, concussion, questionable.
And there's, if you can go back to the Raiders, there's someone, I didn't list them. I think Owen is his name. He's injured too.
Oh, I hate you.
0-1, baby. Let's go, Raiders.
Shut the fuck up, but you picking us though, because we're gonna be 1-1.
Cardinals. That's okay. Cardinals, man. The writing's on the wall. They're gonna fire Cliff right into this extension. Let's do it. They looked horrible. They can't rush the passer, which is good because the Raiders can't really block that well. It's a good thing. Who's going to cover Devontae? Who's going to cover Who's going to cover Hunter Renfro? Who's going to cover Waller? Kyler, he's a munchkin. Crosby and Chandler, revenge game Chandler, going to eat Raiders 30-20. Let's get it.
I got Raiders 26-16. I think Carr has a bounce back game. Like you said, the weapons are going to be a big part. I think the Raiders are going to run the football a little bit more. And on the Cardinal side, I don't trust Kyler. I think the wheels are falling off right now. Their defense is not good. Isaiah Simmons is taking a step back. I got Raiders 26, Cardinals 16.
Good news, though. I think COD's coming out pretty soon for Kyler. Sorry.
Double XP weekend.
Yeah, big one. Oh, they're definitely losing that fucking game one.
We got Chicago 1-0, who are traveling to Green Bay for their home opener. The Cardinals. Green Bay is 10-point favorites. Money line for this one, Green Bay minus by 50. Chicago is plus 400. The over-under is 42.5. Injuries on the Bears side, N'Keal Harry, ankle on IR. David Moore as well with a leg injury, also on IR. Injuries for Green Bay, it is big. All these guys are questionable. We got Quay Walker, John Runyon, Elton Jenkins, and David Bakhtiari. I got Packers, dude. Straight up. Yeah, I got Packers.
They need it.
Yeah, they need it.
Oh,
they need
that's
it.
That's not the right score. Sorry. Score one. It's okay. Don't spoil the show. No spoilers. Look,
I know, right?
Aaron Rodgers has to gain some trust with these wide receivers. It's going to be tough, though, man. They're raw. They're undeveloped. And Alan Lazard, I should have put him on there, but we ran out of room. So let's see if the Packers can kind of get it done. I have the Packers winning 28-13. One's looking for the graphic. There's a lot of graphics, guys. We're sorry. We're an hour. We're over our time limit. We're a little flustered over here at the Max of One cast. It's okay though.
We both got the Packers. Okay, just know that.
Fuck it. Fuck them.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the meat and the potatoes of the show. It took us forever to get here.
To Monday night.
These are the two best games of the week. I truly believe that. Let's go ahead and go Titans versus Bills. Titans are 0-1. Bills are 1-0. Betting info for this one. The Buffalo Bills, 10-point favorites. A lot of 10-point favorites this week.
I know.
Money line, Tennessee plus 360. Buffalo is minus 480. Over-under for this one is 49.5 points. Injuries for the Tennessee Titans. Elijah Molden, groin on IR. AJ Moore, ankle, questionable. Ola Adandie, shoulder, questionable. On the Buffalo Bills side, Ed Oliver, questionable with an ankle, and Trey White, ACL, on the PUP list. That should be big when he comes back, though. Let's get into this one. What are you feeling, Max?
I mean, you spoiled it, but let's go. I'm going with the Bills all the way. The Titans are coming off a loss of the Giants. Titans look like they've really taken a step back. They've lost playmakers. They've lost corners. The O-line's not as good. This team's going to go as far as Derrick Henry can take them, and the Bills are going to know that they're too well coached, and they have no one who's going to stop Josh Allen. He's kind of unstoppable at this point. Check out our video. He broke the mold. Bills 35-17. Easy dubs.
I got the Bills also, man. I got them 27-13. I think this is the end of an era for the Titans. I think it was a big indicator last week of losing to a team like the New York Giants at home. Mike Vrabel kind of losing the team, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think it's that far. I think the roster's gone downhill.
Yeah, the roster has gone down, but I hope Mike Vrabel doesn't lose the team. And I don't think he will, but it's easy. It's easier said than done when you're losing games. You know, that's when shit goes down. If they have any fight and they are the regular Tennessee Titans, Max, they will beat the Bills like they did last year in crazy fashion.
Right. I think you're right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with the win, but got to see it before I believe it. Bills 27, Titans 13. Let's go ahead and move on to the
game
to the Schlegels. The Eagles 1-0, the Vikings 1-0. Who would have thought week 2 would be such a big game? ESPN got it right. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman
really
on the
quick,
call.
2 Monday night games week 2 is stupid. I just want to say that. Let's kick off the season right. Not let's be the second week, but let's go on. Get to the betting info because I'm smashing my boys.
We got Minnesota, who are +2. Philly, of course, 2.5, 2-point favorites. Money line for this one, Minnesota is +115. Philly is -135. The over-under for this one is 51. Injuries, Andrew Booth for the Vikings, who has a quad injury, questionable. Lewis Sign, the rookie, knee, he is probable. Injury side for the Eagles, unfortunate news, DB.
No.
AKA Derek
news.
Barnett.
There will be no roughing the passer for no fucking reason this year.
Torn ACL for Derek Barnett. He is on IR. He is probably done for the season, most likely. Max, what are your thoughts for your Eagles?
The Eagles need to do what they did last week, which is impose their will in the run game. We have a really good running quarterback. We have 3 really good running backs, or 3 complementary running backs, however you want to look at it. Run the damn ball down this front's face, and they're not the most talented bunch, but they looked like they had a lot of life. So Darius Smith popped, Danielle Hunter, they looked good. So Eagles, run the ball, take some shots, let A.J. Brown eat. These corners are untested. I want to see Devontae Smith get a little bit more into it. And I want to see our D-line play a little bit better, or should I say our front. We can't give up that many rushing yards, especially to Dalvin Cook, and just try to keep Justin Jefferson to around 100. I can stomach 100. I can't stomach 185.
That's what scares me. That's what scares me. Look, what I seen week 1 confirmed it, man. I don't want to I want to pat my own back on this one.
That's not your back. So let's go. Try
everything that I saw, everything that I saw on film from Justin Jefferson and the Vikings, they do the same thing that they did with Cooper Kupp last year. They lined him up in the slot. They lined him up at Z. They lined him up at X. They lined him everywhere. They were motioning him. They were running sweeps. Everything that you can imagine, he was doing. And he's going to have a huge year, bro. He killed the Green Bay Packers. I think he's going to kill the Philadelphia Eagles. But what scares me is the Vikings and Kirk Cousins. Like, Kirk Cousins, we all know, prime time, he doesn't win that often. And the Eagles are still a really good team. They're in the trenches. They got Jordan Davis. They got Fletcher Cox. They got Jason Kelsey on the offensive side. Like, that's how you win football games. And I think that's going to be the deciding factor. I think they're going to get to Kirk Cousins in big moments. They're going to seal the game like that.
Preach.
I'm rolling with the Eagles, man. 30-27. I think it's going to be a close one. Justin Jefferson's.
24.
Yeah, not 28-24.
What did I say?
No, did you say not 28-24?
No, I said, and I'm 28-24. I think this game's going to be very close. I thought you were done speaking. That's why I interrupted you. I'm sorry. But Justin Jefferson gives me nightmares. I'm not going to be able to sleep good Sunday night.
Who's going to guard him?
I think we're going to have Slay and some Bradbury, maybe a little bit of Avonte Maddox when he's in the slot, and we just got to put a safety over the top and double him all fucking game.
Well, Slay's the traveler. So, I'm interested to see if they.
I need to see a little bit more from Slay this week. I need to see a little bit more from Slay. Big play Slay. Come on.
Yeah. And the X factor for this one, watch out for Dalvin Cook.
Oh, yeah.
Because DeAndre Swift got his last week, but I don't think the Vikings have a good enough offensive line like the Lions. All right, Max.
That's our show.
Ahead. Well, we got the locks.
Oh, shit. We have the locks.
Oh, shit.
Hey, we better have the same lock or I'm going to hit you. Yes, sir. Juan's low-key already 0-1. Your boy Max is 1-0. This is an easy dub.
I'm rolling with the Bengals. Max is rolling with the Bengals for our sole pick of the week. This is our lock. We're guaranteeing this one. We're putting money down on Bovada if we can.
Yeah, nightmare.
We're rolling. California Prop 27, whatever prop it is, go ahead and vote yes on that. So
legalize sport betting.
Legalize fucking sports betting, please, so we can make it a lot easier for Californians. But we're rolling with the Bengals, man. That's our lock of the week. They got to get a must-win against a Cooper Rush quarterback. It's an easy one. It's a no-brainer. I think they cover also. Rolling with the Bengals, man. And I think that's going to do it. That is our show, man. Shout out to anyone that was in the live chat, man. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to Ahmad. Shout out to
Paul B.
Paul B, do this one for me, Max. What's his name? He's always on our videos, bro.
D Raleigh.
Raleigh? Is that how you say it? D Raleigh?
Oh, well, I know
I
think it's
Raleigh.
Riley.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we're sorry if we're butchering your name, bro. I always see you in
Is
our
that who have a
section.
tank in the picture?
Yeah, my boy rolling deep in the tank, bro.
My bad, dog. Well, you the boss around here, boss.
He a Buffalo fan. He part of Bills Mafia. He was one of our supporters when we made the Josh Allen video. Got us interested into our channel. But shout out to him, man. Like I said, shout out to my brother. Yes, sir. Thank you for supporting the channel. And thank you to everyone that's supported the channel in any way. We have officially reached 500 subscribers.
501, low key.
501, baby. Shout out to the 501 club. Road to 600, road to 1,000, man. We are slowly but surely getting there. I never would have thought we would have reached 500, dude.
Oh, ye of little faith, dog. Ye of little faith. Thank you, Juan.
Yeah, thank you, Max. Congratulations, bro, on us hitting 500, bro. Couldn't do it without you. Shout out to anyone that supported the channel, dude. Like we said, shout out to anyone that's commented, liked the video, simply clicked on a video. We deeply appreciate it. We put a lot of hard work into this, man. We love doing it. We love you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, and then you got it this far, hit the subscribe button. Make it 502, my dude.
Share it with people. At 1 million subs, we're getting matching tats. Let's get it.
No, we're not Kyle Shanahan and
1 million subs, bro. Come on.
Million?
Yeah,
million?
Yeah. Little ones. Little ones.
Little bitty ones.
Yeah, like on the bottom of your
Raider
foot.
tattoo. Yeah.
No, eagle tattoo.
We'll end the show. Oh man, but shout out to you guys, man. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Max_JuanCast. You can go ahead and listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. We're on there too on the audio platforms. We'll see you guys
Monday.
Monday. All right, we are out. Peace.